Have you ever wondered why money seems to slip away no matter how hard you work? The answer might actually be hidden inside your own home. Everyday objects, things you barely notice, could be holding on to vibrations of scarcity, envy, or stagnation. But here's the surprising part: there's a very simple way to release them. With vinegar, a common ingredient you already have, you can unlock the flow of abundance in just 7 days, as long as it's applied to the right places. Today you're going to discover the 3 key objects in your home that, when cleansed with vinegar, transform into true portals of abundance, protection, and new opportunities. And stay with me until the very end, because not only will I guide you step by step through how to do this ritual, but I'll also share an additional practice that very few people know, a powerful secret that can seal your prosperity in an even stronger way. But before that, I want you to write in the comments, "I accept abundance in my life." When you write it down, you don't just reinforce your intention, you also begin to move the energy from this very moment. And if you already feel that this message can help you, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next rituals, and share this video with someone who needs to open their paths and attract more prosperity. Now, pay close attention, because what you are about to discover about vinegar is ancient knowledge that very few people know. Although most people see vinegar only as a kitchen condiment, in reality, it is much more than that. In Buddhist teachings and ancient Eastern purification traditions, vinegar was considered a spiritual solvent, capable of breaking invisible densities that blocked peace, harmony, and prosperity. Himalayan monks, for example, used it in silent cleansing rituals. They moistened a cloth or even their own hands with vinegar and calmly applied it to specific temple objects while reciting mantras of release. They knew it wasn't the vinegar itself that created the change, but the intention and consciousness with which it was used. According to these teachings, every object in your home absorbs energy like a sponge: emotions, memories, arguments, worries, and if it isn't cleansed properly, that buildup can begin to slow down the natural flow of abundance in your life. That's why when you combine vinegar with clear intention, what you're doing is not just cleaning an object, you're freeing an energy channel and opening new space for fortune, opportunities, and well-being to enter. And most importantly, this ancient knowledge was not applied to just anything. There were specific objects considered true energy portals that could either block or release your prosperity. In a moment, you're going to discover which 3 key objects in your home these are. But before that, you need to prepare the vinegar correctly so the ritual carries its full power. Before applying the vinegar to these 3 objects, it's essential to prepare it properly. Not just any vinegar will do, and it's not about applying it mechanically. Choose white or apple cider vinegar, but make sure it's as pure and natural as possible. Avoid those with blends, dyes, or additives, because what we're working with here is a clean element free of interference. Place some of the vinegar in a small, transparent container, preferably glass or ceramic. Hold it with both hands and take a deep breath. Feel its weight, its aroma, and now place your intention into it. You can repeat softly, out loud, or in your mind a phrase such as, "With this vinegar I cleanse, release, and open my paths to prosperity." That simple gesture turns vinegar into a vehicle of your energy, an ally that responds to your awareness and your faith. And now that your vinegar is prepared, it's important to recognize whether your home is truly asking for this ritual. You might be wondering, do I really need to do this in my house? The answer is hidden in the signs your space gives you, subtle clues that often go unnoticed. Think of them as small symptoms, gentle but persistent warnings that energy has become stagnant and is waiting to be released. Have you ever noticed your plants begin to wither for no reason? You water them, move them, even speak kindly to them, and yet they still dry out. It's not because you're careless. Plants are like sensitive antennas, absorbing what we don't see. When the energy around them is too heavy, they simply can't thrive. In Eastern wisdom, when a plant dies without explanation, it's a sign that the house itself is breathing heavy energy. Another clue often hides in your home's electricity. Maybe you change a light bulb and it burns out again, or appliances fail for no clear reason. Yes, sometimes it's technical, but when it happens repeatedly, it points to a vibrational overload. Energy that has nowhere to flow begins to discharge into the material, and electricity is often the first channel where it shows. You may also notice objects breaking, mirrors cracking, or stains returning on the walls even after you clean or paint. These are not just accidents. Energetic disorder always seeks expression, and when we ignore it, it manifests through matter. It's as if the house itself were speaking through those cracks and marks, asking for release. Then there's a sign you may have felt in your own body. Outside your home you feel light and motivated, but the moment you step inside, fatigue or heaviness takes over. Instead of recharging you, your home begins to drain you. This is the weight of stagnant energy turning your refuge into a place that absorbs rather than sustains you. Some homes also carry echoes of old arguments. The living room or bedroom may still hold the vibration of painful words, resentments, or past conflicts. Even if time has passed, the emotions stay imprinted on walls, furniture, and objects. That's why the tension seems to return the moment you walk into that space. And don't overlook what your nose tells you. Stale odors, humidity, or mysterious smells that return even after a deep cleaning are another warning. It's the vibration of the space made tangible, showing that harmony has been disrupted. Finally, one of the clearest and most painful signs, repeated financial stagnation. Money comes in, but disappears just as quickly. Opportunities slip away, projects stall, and it feels as though something invisible keeps blocking your prosperity. That too is your home signaling that its energy needs to be renewed. If you recognize several of these signs in your home, don't ignore them. Your house is speaking to you, asking to be freed from these invisible ties. And this is precisely where vinegar, applied to the right objects, can open the paths and allow abundance to flow again. The first place where you should apply vinegar is the handle of your main door. For most people, it's just a piece of metal touched every day without thought. But in reality, it's much more than that. It's the most important energetic portal of your home, the boundary between outside and inside. Think for a moment about everything that has passed through there, every visitor you've received, every news that reached your home, every hand that touched that handle, whether with joy, worry, sadness, or even envy, left behind an invisible trace. And those traces don't erase themselves. They accumulate year after year, forming a silent barrier that eventually alters what enters your life. In Eastern teachings, it is said that the entrance door is like the mouth of the house. If it's clean and light, what comes in nourishes and strengthens. But if it's heavy, what arrives becomes distorted and loses strength. That's why cleaning the handle is like cleaning the destiny of those who live inside. For 7 consecutive days, take a clean cloth, moisten it with the vinegar you prepared, and calmly wipe the handle of your main door. Do it both outside and inside. Each side holds a different story. The outside remembers what you receive. The inside remembers what you give. Choose sunrise or sunset, moments when the energy is most receptive. Move slowly, breathe deeply between each pass, and wipe as if every gentle sweep is erasing the old, the heavy, and everything that no longer belongs in your life. While you clean, speak a powerful affirmation with clarity and intention. For example, from today only, what uplifts me enters through this door. Everything that blocks my well-being stays outside. Repeat it slowly, letting each word carry weight. And when you finish, if your heart feels guided, gently rest your forehead against the door. Close your eyes and visualize a golden ring of light surrounding the entire entrance. See it shining, strong yet gentle, like a sacred filter. From this moment on, only what nourishes you and blesses your home may enter, and all that does not belong to you remains outside. The second object where you must apply vinegar is your dining table. You may see it as just a piece of furniture, but in reality, It is one of the most powerful energetic centers of your home. The table is the place where you eat, where you share with your family, where you talk or keep silent. It holds not only the plates but also the emotions of the day. Think for a moment how many times that table has witnessed worries about money, family arguments, or heavy silences filled with fear of scarcity. Every word, every gesture, every thought leaves an invisible imprint on that surface. And if it is not cleansed energetically, the table can become a mirror of lack, repeating over and over the same vibrations of limitation. In Oriental traditions, the table is considered an everyday altar, a space that reflects how you receive and give thanks for what life brings you. If it is heavy with energy, it attracts limitation. If it is clean and consecrated, it attracts blessings. That is why for 7 consecutive days, take a clean cloth moistened with the vinegar you prepared and gently wipe your table using circular movements, always from the center outward. Move slowly and with presence as if each circle were erasing the traces of past arguments, worries, and memories of scarcity. With every pass, imagine the surface glowing brighter, transforming into a sacred space ready to receive only gratitude and abundance. As you clean, softly repeat aloud or in your heart an affirmation such as, "On this table, reign, gratitude, balance, and abundance. I bless all that I receive here, and I activate a prosperous flow in my life." If you wish to strengthen this gesture, place at the center of your table a plate of fresh fruit or a small bouquet of flowers, both timeless symbols of prosperity and vitality. And at least once during these 7 days, light a white candle for a few minutes, allowing its flame to seal the cleansing with light and purity. There's also something very special to remember. The first bite you take after cleaning the table, eat it slowly, with full presence and gratitude. That simple act transforms your meal into an offering and your table into a living magnet for blessings. The third object where vinegar has a very special power is your wallet or purse. Many believe it is just a practical accessory for holding bills, coins, or cards, but in reality, it reflects your most intimate relationship with money. Think for a moment about what happens each time you open it. You're not only touching papers and coins, you're also projecting emotions. It may be the rush of paying a bill, the discomfort of asking for what's owed to you, the worry of not having enough, or even the guilt of spending on yourself. All of that is imprinted in your wallet as a vibrational memory that, over time, may attract more scarcity than prosperity. In ancestral teachings, it is said that your wallet is an energetic bridge between your effort and the reward you receive. If that bridge is disorganized, torn, or filled with negative emotions, abundance is blocked. But if you cleanse and consecrate it, it becomes a powerful channel for money to arrive and stay. That's why, during this ritual, empty your wallet calmly. Remove old papers, forgotten receipts, expired cards, or anything that represents disorder. Arrange the bills in the same direction with respect, as if they were messengers of abundance that deserve to be aligned. Then, with a cotton ball or a cloth lightly moistened with the prepared vinegar, gently clean the outside and inside of your wallet. Move slowly and with care, almost as if you were caressing a part of yourself. If the material is delicate, you can dilute the vinegar with a little water and make soft, conscious movements, as though you are gently erasing old memories of lack that no longer belong to you. When you finish, hold your wallet between your hands. Close your eyes and take a deep, grounding breath. Feel gratitude for every opportunity that has ever flowed through it. Then declare with strength and clarity, "Money recognizes me and I honor it. What goes out returns to me multiplied in both expected and unexpected ways." To seal this cleansing, write on a small piece of paper a powerful affirmation such as, "I generate, receive, and manage wealth with awareness." Hold the paper and keep it inside your wallet for 7 days. Each time you open it, remember that you are not holding a simple object. You are carrying an activated channel of prosperity that walks with you every step of the way. The handle of your door, the table where you eat, and your personal wallet may seem like ordinary objects, but they are much more than that. Each one is an energetic portal, silently reflecting your relationship with life, what you allow to enter, what nourishes you, and what you choose to share. By cleansing them with vinegar and conscious intention, you are not only purifying objects, you are reprogramming your vibrational field, opening the channels so that the flow of abundance can return with strength and clarity. But there is something you must know. Although this ritual is very powerful, many people make mistakes that weaken its effect or even block it completely. And if you don't know them, it's easy to fall into them without realizing it. That's why before closing this cycle, let me warn you about the most common mistakes you must avoid. The first mistake is doing it in a rush or on autopilot. If you clean is just another house chore without presence, it's like wiping a glass without even noticing the dirt. Remember, vinegar responds to your intention. If your mind is scattered, there's no real activation. Always do it calmly, breathing deeply, even if it only takes a few minutes. Another mistake is beginning the ritual in the midst of very negative emotions, such as anger or deep sadness. Sometimes we feel the urge to do something when we're feeling down, but in this case, it's better to wait. Vinegar amplifies what it touches, and if you use it in that state, you may end up reinforcing exactly what you want to release. If one day you feel very heavy, first take a relaxing bath, light a candle, or breathe deeply until you feel more balanced and only then begin. A third very common mistake is cutting the 7-day cycle short. This ritual is designed as a complete process, like a bridge you must cross from beginning to end. If you stop halfway, it's like being stuck in the middle of the bridge the energy doesn't seal. That's why, only start when you know you can do it for 7 consecutive days. And if you interrupt it, the correct thing is to start again from the beginning. It's also important that the vinegar you use is pure and clean. Don't use old leftovers, mixtures, or a bottle that has been open for months gathering dust. Remember, this vinegar is not a condiment, it's a spiritual tool. The clearer and fresher, the better. And lastly, don't take it as meaningless superstition. This ritual is not random magic. It is a conscious act, a spiritual agreement between you, your home, and the universe. If you do it with faith and devotion, the energy moves. If you do it with doubt or indifference, it loses its power. Now you see how easy it is to fall into these mistakes without realizing it. But now that you know them, you have the power to avoid them and keep your ritual's strength intact, and to seal your commitment to abundance even more. Write in the comments this clear and powerful affirmation: with vinegar, I activate my abundance. Write it, and this way you strengthen your alignment with the process. If this message is already resonating with you, give this video a like and share it with someone who also needs to open their paths toward prosperity. Now let's seal everything you've done so the cleansing is not only effective but also lasting. Every ritual deserves a conscious closure, because it is this final gesture that seals the work and prevents released energy from returning. On the 7th day, take the cloth or cotton you used with the vinegar and rinse it under running water. Do this calmly, as if saying goodbye to everything that no longer belongs to you. If you prefer, you may also throw it away, but always with respect and gratitude, as though releasing a weight that has already fulfilled its purpose. Next, take what remains of the prepared vinegar and return it to nature. You can pour it into the earth, into a flower pot, a garden, or into moving water, even down the drain while fresh water runs. Pour it slowly, with clear intention, and declare firmly, what has been cleansed does not return. My paths are open. My home is protected, and abundance already flows in my life. Remain silent for a moment. Take a deep, steady breath, and feel how the atmosphere around you has become lighter. That is the sign that the work is complete and that your home and your life are ready to welcome the new. And although with this closure, you've sealed a complete cycle of cleansing and protection, there is still one more step, because what you've learned so far is very powerful, but there is a small complementary ritual that can strengthen everything and act as a true guardian of your prosperity. A simple, almost secret gesture that very few people know, and today I will share it with you. This complementary ritual is simple, yet tremendously powerful. It creates a small, energetic shield for your home, a silent guardian that protects you as you rest. All you'll need is a transparent glass, a little water, 1 spoonful of salt, and 3 spoonfuls of vinegar. Begin by pouring the water into the glass. Add the salt and stir it gently in a clockwise motion, as though you are setting a protective circle in motion. Then add the vinegar. As you pour, imagine the liquid transforming into a radiant light, absorbing any energy of envy or blockage that tries to cross your threshold. Place the glass right behind the main door of your home, in a discreet corner where it won't be moved or disturbed. Leave it there for 3 consecutive nights, allowing it to quietly guard your space and keep the path of prosperity open. Each morning, look at the glass. If you notice bubbles, a change of color, or a cloudy appearance, don't worry. That's a sign the ritual is working. It means the glass has absorbed what should not enter. On the 3rd day, take the contents and release them either into the earth or into the toilet while running water. As you do, give thanks in a low voice with words such as, "My home is protected, my path is open, and abundance stays with me." This simple act, repeated from time to time, serves as a silent guardian, reinforcing your main cleansing and keeping your path clear of obstacles. And although this complementary ritual is already a powerful shield for your home, remember, energy always needs movement. It is the small daily gestures, consistent, intentional, and filled with gratitude, that keep your work alive, expanding and bearing even greater fruits in your life. One simple habit you can add is to wipe, at least once a week, the objects you touch most often in your home, light switches, door handles, even the remote control. Just use a cloth, lightly moistened with diluted vinegar. These everyday objects accumulate the energy of daily life, and by cleansing them regularly, you prevent stagnation and keep the vibration of your space light and harmonious. Another simple but powerful gesture is to ventilate your home every morning, even if only for a few minutes. Fresh air is nature's own cleanser. It renews the atmosphere and helps the work of the vinegar endure longer. And finally, never forget gratitude. Each night before you sleep, take a quiet moment to recall 3 things you are thankful for, no matter how small they may seem. That gentle vibration of gratitude weaves itself into all the work you have done, multiplying its effects, because abundance always answers the call of a grateful heart. And if you've made it this far, it is not by accident. It means a part of you is already ready to transform its energy and open to new opportunities of prosperity. Perhaps for a long time you felt everything was blocked, that you did your best, but nothing changed. Today, however, you've taken a different step. You chose to look beyond the visible, and that already places you on a new path. To seal this process, I want you to write in the comments this final affirmation: I receive and deserve unlimited abundance in my life. When you do this, you are not only reaffirming your intention, you are also joining a community of people who, like you, are activating their prosperity from the inside out. And if this video inspired you, give it a like to keep this energy moving. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss upcoming rituals and teachings. Share it with someone who needs it, because what you give also returns multiplied. Thank you for gifting yourself this moment of connection and for opening your heart to new possibilities. See you in the next video with more wisdom and more paths to abundance. See you soon.